When it comes to mental health, the evidence is showing that community is more important than we seem to have given it credence. What do you think about that?
I think that makes perfect sense. Community is so essential because that's how you maintain connections. That's how you're seen. That's how you're valued as a human being.
Yeah.
And so mental health and well-being can't exist without that, because that's a basic human need.
Our generation seems to be struggling with this though. There seems to be a lot of disconnect, and social media has become this bad alternative for replacing community now that we're much more separated from each other. What do you think about technology and community? I think it can serve as a catalyst to create community if you go beyond the technology. So I think if technology can be a great way to connect with people, but unless you're actually having that face-to-face interaction, and also the community comes with a sense of responsibility and accountability to the people who you're in community with. And so I think sometimes technology can remove that accountability or that responsibility to other people. So you can kind of be there when it's convenient, and then you disappear when it's convenient. You respond to people when it's convenient, and then you disappear when it's convenient. You know? No, I know what you mean.
So I think if people use technology to create connection and then work on building community, it can serve it in that way, but it requires like an extra step.
Now, as a music therapist, you obviously play a lot of music, engaged in music. How does music help you facilitate community connection?
I think music is incredible for creating community. Like if you look at cultures, music is often one of the really intrinsic tools that create, or that's embedded in culture and that facilitates a sense of community. So whether it be music for special gatherings that kind of galvanize a community, whether it's a wedding or a funeral or some other sort of celebration, I think it's kind of like the galvanizing force for a community. And I think when you're making music with other people, either by both playing music together, or if someone's playing and someone else is listening, there's this shared moment in time. And because music is quite a unique form in that, or like a unique art form in that it happens in time. So you're kind of experiencing something in synchronicity with another person, which is quite significant, and I think creates a really intimate sense of connection. And so I think music is a great way to create connection and therefore build communities, because you have this shared experience that is synchronized in time with another person.
It seems to be that resilience is something that you need to build in all different parts of yourself. How do you maintain your resilience?
You have to cater to all of those different parts of yourself. You need to make sure that you're eating well, that you're sleeping a lot. Like I eat really well and try and maintain my 8 hours of sleep a night. I do lots of yoga, because I do it pretty much every day, because that kind of helps me maintain my physical health and fitness, but also emotionally it sort of shifts energy for me, and it helps me maintain like a level of mindfulness and a level of calm, and it helps me build resilience in terms of how I kind of deal with challenges. Like just instead of letting challenges or emotions take over, I kind of have this capacity to stand back and see it rather than just being swept up in it, and choose how to engage with it. So that's really important. Well-being for me is also about community and is also about connection, and that's a huge part of how I maintain my well-being, and that for me all comes through music.
I find we are limited by our obsession with being able to place a number on everything and being able to measure and tally things.
Totally.
And if you can't do that, then it's almost like you can't take it seriously. But I don't think that's helping us in the long run.
I don't think so. And I feel like, music therapy is an interesting space, because when I was studying, we learned all about like the Western medical model and this paradigm of understanding health as being really deficits focused and being focused on problems that you can fix. And it's very zoned in, which is really important for particular areas of health. Absolutely. Where you can have like a diagnosis and then a treatment, and then the problem is solved.
It's linear.
But health and well-being is so much bigger and more complex, like you were saying, and so that approach doesn't work for everything.